make them desire fruit in their life. So, for example, I keep clicking on the wrong document. Okay, for example, in the red, on all your lessons, when I have something in the red, this basically means I'm giving you instruction. So I'm saying, you need to talk to the kids about this. So it basically means I'm telling you what to do, but you need to do it as you, not as this is a script. So here, this is why on lesson 1, where I say, talk to the children about how good love is. That should be something that's easy for us to talk about. So this is what I mean when I say, I want us to present fruit in a way that kids walk away leaving. I've got to have fruit in my life. It says, explain that love is something that we all desire. Everybody wants love. You can't tell me that every kid in this classroom doesn't long to be loved on. Take time. We're not in a hurry in these lessons. The lessons are not long because there's so, if you read the how-to that I gave out, there's so much in the how-to that's about spending time with them. There's so much in the how-to that's about letting them talk to you. There's so much in the how-to that's about praying with them, finding out what their needs are, that these lessons are not long. If you look at the sheet that I gave you and you go, oh my God, how is this going to fill a whole class? It's not going to fill a whole class. You have to fill the whole class with your heart, your attention for these kids, with the activities that you do with them. These kids don't want to listen to you stand and teach to them for an hour. They don't want to hear your words for an hour. Even our pastor tells us, hey, if you can't, tells us, talking to teenagers and adults, if you can't get your message across in 20 minutes, you're talking for too long. There should be a heart of the message that you get to, and you explain it to them, and then you spend the rest of the class letting them communicate with you and finding out, did they get it? So that's why I have, and this is really the only lesson that I have written out. Let's just talk about love for a minute. Because kids should be able to relate to what love is for them. You should be able to explain to them. This first lesson is God is love. God is love. I think kids need to realize that love that everybody wants is not just a feeling, but they need to understand, hey, God is love. And yes, we all desire love, but the only way that you're going to get that is when you have a relationship with God, because He is love. And so this whole first lesson is about teaching them that God is love. And that if we have a relationship with God, then we should be showing love to others, because that's the scripture that's used in this lesson. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning of this, just so that I have some focus here. Okay, I gave you guys this how-to, and it tells you that at the beginning of every class in this series, the kids are going to come in, we're going to have music playing the same as usual, just until everybody gets in the room, just to give them time to get in. As teachers, I really don't like it when you guys, I should probably say something more constructive than that, but I don't like it when you guys stand on the wall as teachers. This is, if you have a one person up here that's trying to direct a whole room, then I need others out there directing from this way in, saying, hey guys, pay attention to what's going on. Hey guys, either get involved with them, have fun with them, get the shy kids to come out of their shell, or this is totally acceptable to me, and I understand that there are times where this is needed. If you absolutely feel like I need a few minutes to get my head together because I'm about to teach, and you just left worship where you really probably weren't thinking about your lesson completely, I'm okay with you going into your classroom and preparing and then coming out when we introduce you. I'm okay with that if you are in one of those days where you feel like, I need a second to get my head together, because we all do that. I don't think that you should be there every single time, because you should be preparing your mind at home. So if you're having a great day and you're already mentally prepared and Satan hasn't slapped you in the face while you were on the way in here and you don't need a second to, get your mind, then come in here, interact with the kids. As whoever is leading from the stage is leading that way, you lead this way. Get them interacting. Get them out of their shell. There's always kids in here. There's going to be criers, because there just are. They're babies. They don't want to leave their mommy. It's your job to get them excited about being in here. It's your job to show excitement. It's your job, just as we're teaching these kids, to crucify your flesh. That's what the fruit of the Spirit is about, saying it's not about me, and to say, you know what, this is It's not about me. I don't know what just happened, but I'm going to get out of this and I'm going to get these kids excited. You know, we all have to do it. Because there are some days when I come in here and I have seen faces on some people where I feel like it's my job to try to put you in a good mood so that you can go teach. And it's not. We've got to be the kind of people that can crucify our flesh and say, I'll deal with whatever's going on afterwards. Right now, I have to show excitement for these kids, you know? And that's just stuff that we all have to work through. It's not me condemning you at all. I've totally been that. We've all had moments up here on this stage where we've had to go. Somebody just stole my iPad. We've all had those moments. I've had those moments where, why don't I have my music not working? Have we not? We've all had those moments, but we've got to work through them. We've got to say, next time I'm going to be better. And, you know, we've got to know what our purpose is. It's our job. It's not their job to put us in a good mood. It's our job to put them in a good mood. Okay? So the big room intro, we're going to enter like that. And this section of every series like this is going to be pretty much like VBS. It's going to be pretty much like sing and play. They're going to come in here and we're going to have fun. Whoever is leading that night has a script that is a little like 3-minute mini lesson that goes on top of whatever you're teaching. I'll give you an example. My big room intro for love. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. For one, since you guys in those classes, as you can see from, I don't know, because I have to have it here. If I had Apple TV, that'd be great. Like you can see on your lessons, there's not a whole lot of Galatians talk going on that lesson. Most of the Galatians talk is going to go on this stage. Most of the, hey, remember, we're learning about peace, you know, love, joy, peace. Most of that's going to go on the big room intro. Because in your little rooms, you're going to be talking about the other parts of the Bible that hit on that fruit, okay? So if you get a lesson and you go, what is this even, this doesn't even say anything about Galatians. Know that all of that's going to take place here in the big room, and we're going to remind them about the fruit of the Spirit, and then we're going to say, now your teacher is going to teach you about love tonight, and some ways that you can have love growing in your life. Does that make everybody understand? So like the big room, you know, I'm gonna talk about, you know, I'll just read it to you. It says, who in here likes feeling angry? Or you like it when people are mad at you? Everybody? Anybody? Who likes that?
I don't like it. I hate it.
Who likes it when everyone around you is fighting or when you just can't seem to get along with people?
Makes me sad.
I don't like that.
Wait,
I don't like that.
Is it in the still cage?
I don't like that. But you know what? The Bible tells us that anger and fighting are fruit that can grow in our lives. But I like to call those fruit the yucky fruit. And nobody likes yucky fruit. Right? Nobody likes rotten fruit. I really don't want to fight with people. I want people to love me. And I want joy and peace in my life. But guess what? The Bible tells us that those are fruit too. But those are the good fruit. Right?
Right.
The Bible teaches us that when we are selfish, rotten fruit will grow in our lives. But that if we live God's way, He will cause good things to grow in our lives, just like fruit grows on a tree. These good things are called the fruit of the Spirit. And that's what we're going to be learning about for the next few weeks. But I think instead of telling you what all of the fruit of the Spirit are, how about we do our theme song?
Yay!
Right? And that's when we'll do our video. So see, the intros for every week are a lot like Vacation Bible School. There'll be a lot of the cheesiness that you see from Andy and I during Vacation Bible School, except this time, whoever is the leader of that class, we're all going to take turns, and we'll all have a script that brings it back into the fruit of the Spirit every week, and then sends them off to learn about individual fruit. So when that's over, when the video's over, then we'll read the actual Bible verse, the Galatians Bible verse, and say, this is the Bible verse. And then Andy has prepared a skit, just like we do in Vacation Bible School. He's going to be the fruit police. And the fruit police is going to come out here at the end of...
Fruit inspector.
He's the fruit inspector. And he's going to come out here. So would you rather be like a Sherlock Holmes than a police officer? Do I need to cut out the police officer thing and find you like a
Yes,
straw? Okay.
I want my theme music to be inspector.
So Andy's going to come out and be the fruit inspector every week, and he's going to be doing his funny ha-ha about getting the kids to remember what fruit, and he's going to be inspecting their fruit, and we're going to have puppet interaction and all of that going on every class. It's going to be like a mini vacation Bible school every week, okay? And then we'll introduce you guys, just like we've been doing, you know, before we send you in. So this section in here is going to be a little bit longer than what we've been having. So again, that's why I say there's more going on than just your lesson when you get it and you go, how is this? There's not. This is going to be like a little mini vacation Bible school. We're cramming a lot of stuff in here because the reason why is because people learn different ways. That's my opinion. You have people that learn different ways. Some people will learn by sitting down and reading a book. Some people do that, right, Shelley? Some people will only remember what you let them make on a craft. Some people will only remember what you let them sing in a song, and some people will only remember that Andy made them laugh about the fruit of the Spirit, okay? So we're cramming in several different ways of learning, hoping that one or all of them will stick to these kids because they remember different ways. A lot of the kids are going to remember because they get to take home a button and they get to hold it in their hand because God created us all different. We have to realize that when we're teaching people, that God created us all different and people learn different ways. Not because they're dyslexic, not because they're dumb, not because they're this or that, because God created us that way. And so we need to be teaching and trying to reach every different child, right? Some kids are going to walk away because they're hoarders, Miss Angie, and they're going to say, I'm never letting go of this button, because people like to hoard stuff. People like to collect stuff. Okay, so that's the big ring stuff, okay? The music video, the skit puppet show, that's explanatory. The lesson, this is where you will teach with other scriptures pertaining to that fruit.
That they're fruit farmers?
Yes, I've left that out. So how we've been announcing you guys when we say, and today your teacher is, and we've been doing that a lot lately. Well, this time, for the next month, you're going to be fruit farmers.
Oh, bring your cap.
I bought myself, because when I told you guys on Facebook that I would love for you guys to wear overalls when it's your day to teach, I thought, man, that I'm really jealous. So I bought me a black overall dress so that I can wear overalls in the choir and still fit in with the fruit farmers. So if you have overalls, find you some overalls. I'm going to see if I can find you guys some cute straw hats that you can just wear while you're in here and then you take them off while you teach. But we really need to make this fruity fun for kids. And I'll be honest with you, I'm lacking a little bit in that because I've been concentrating so much on writing. So anything that you want to add to yourself to make some more fruity fun, dress up, do whatever. I am loving that most of you wore your pins tonight. I love that you came excited with your pins on. And that's what I'm thinking. We wear overalls and we got all our pins all over them. It's just fun for kids. Kids like stuff like that. Make it special for them. You know, think Disney World. What do they see why do they like Disney World so much? Because there's all that kind of stuff. Let's do that, okay?
So these are rocks in here.
Okay, so then the lesson. So then you're going to go into your lesson. One thing that I totally forgot about this until now. So everybody help me out with this, Miss Angie. I would really like starting Sunday to have a roll sheet for every class. And that is something that the helper can do while the teacher is teaching. It's not something that you need to stop your class and take a roll, but helpers, you know, sometimes there's not a lot for you to do sometimes. And you can definitely be sitting there taking roll so that we know who's all participating in this, because we are giving out prizes and certificates at the end of it. That's something I would like to have a roll sheet before Sunday starts. And helpers, that's what you can be doing. If you don't know a kid's name, then you can quietly whisper in their ear without disrupting the rest of the class, hey, what's your name? And that's also a good way for us to know when we have new kids and stuff that we need to reach out to. Okay? So I explained the lesson already. But the reason I'm going over this is because I want to explain the big answer. The big answer. I have kids, so I know that they dread when they get in the car after school or